At Optiver, we trade 24 hours a day across all major financial markets. So in thinking of this year's biggest stories, it makes sense to think of each region and a cross-section of asset classes. In the US, a major story was the Magnificent Seven, particularly NVIDIA. We saw investors take large position in their options as a way to take part in the AI story. This activity was unique due to NVIDIA's large market cap, elevated vol, and link to cutting-edge tech. Here in Europe, where we trade commodities, another major story is the oil market. On the back of rising tensions in the Middle East, we saw investors buy large amount of call options. This resulted in the highest open interest in the history of Brent crude options. Moving on to the Asia-Pacific region, we saw Chinese stocks rally 35% this year on the back of a government stimulus package. Optiver is committed to being in that region, and we were proud to be providing liquidity when it was needed the most.
Two of the most memorable trading events we had this year were the volatility shock on August 5th and the US presidential election. Leading into August 5th, there were a few themes in the market that were all coming together at once that were sending equities lower and volatility higher. When futures reopened on Sunday night, there were some really big moves in the Asian markets, leading to some sharp demand for hedging in the US markets during a period of lighter liquidity. By the time the markets reopened on Monday morning, we observed moves in the vol complex that were larger than what we observed during Volmageddon. But one of the lasting impacts that we've seen is a greater demand for investors to put on longer-term hedges and less willingness from many market participants to warehouse short volatility positions. The other major market event this year was the US presidential election. Leading into the event, S&P options were pricing in around a 2% move in the index. Equities rallied sharply while volatility came off very quickly. It's a safe bet that going forward, events like these that have the potential to cause massive shifts in policy will continue to attract a lot of demand for options trading.